Here's a step-by-step guide for how to make Instant Pot Kabocha Squash, also known as Japanese sweet pumpkin. Cook the squash whole and then peel it and blend the puree into a Kabocha Squash Soup using coconut milk and broth. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Clean Eating Kitchen. I'm Carrie, and this is where I share easy gluten-free and dairy-free recipes to help you feel great. And I've been using this type of a diet to help manage my PCOS and autoimmune disease for many years. And so if you're looking for easy recipes to help manage your symptoms, then you're in the right place. Please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're alerted whenever I upload a new video. So let's talk about Kabocha Squash. It can come in this dark green color, or it can also be a bright orange color, but they're actually the same. The inside will be a bright orange. I think they're one of the sweetest and most flavorful of all of the winter squashes. Kabocha Squash is incredibly nutritious. It's high in beta carotene and it's delicious as well. Only problem is that it's really hard to cut these squashes. I used to always like to cut them and roast them. You can actually eat the skin when you do it that way, but it is just so dangerous and I really don't like cutting into them anymore. And so I have a really easy method, and that is to cook the squash whole in the Instant Pot pressure cooker. So that's what we're going to do today. I have my trivet inside the pressure cooker, and we're just going to add 1 cup of water. And then we will just put the squash right on top of the trivet. And I know I'm going to get this question, but you don't have to pierce the skin at all. I just washed it because it was a little bit dirty. And then I'm just going to put it right on top. Don't worry, it won't explode. I've done all kinds of squashes this way. Spaghetti squash, butternut squash, it is like magic. So I just put the squash in, and now I'm going to lock on the lid. There we go. I've locked on the lid, and each squash takes different amount of time. Kabocha squash, because it is a little bit of a harder squash, we are going to set it for 20 minutes at high pressure, and then I'll let the pressure come down naturally for about 10 minutes, and then we'll remove the lid. We will scoop out the flesh, and we are going to make a delicious soup that I'm going to have for lunch today. In the meantime, I'm going to go do my quick workout, and then I'll meet you back here when the squash is done cooking. Our squash has finished cooking, and the pressure came down naturally for 10 minutes. And now I'm going to remove the lid, and we're going to take the squash out of the Instant Pot, and I'll show you how easy it is to cut. So it can be a little bit tricky getting the squash out of the Instant Pot because it is still hot. I got some tongs here. So let's do our best, and then I'm going to transfer it to a cutting board, and I will show you. Okay, this one isn't too bad. See, it's just going to come right out. We'll put it right on the cutting board. Okay, I have my squash on the cutting board now. Let me show you how easy it is to slice open. I mean, it is just like cutting butter. It's so simple. This is so much easier than trying to cut it raw. So we have it open now. Now we have to get rid of the seeds, and then what I'm going to do is scoop the flesh in straight into my Vitamix, because we're going to use our Vitamix to blend the soup. So we'll just get rid of the seeds. I'm actually just going to kind of move them to one side, and then we have the flesh right here. And we will just put it right in our Vitamix. Try not to get any of the seeds. 1 medium Kabocha squash yielded about 4 cups of cooked squash. And that is going to be the base, of course, of our squash coconut soup. Now we have just a few other ingredients. We are going to add about 1 cup of chicken bone broth. And the reason I want to use bone broth is because I want to add a little protein to this soup, because we're not really going to add anything else that would provide protein. And this is going to be my lunch today. So I want to have a nice source of protein, so I just use some prepared chicken bone broth. And next, to give some flavor and richness, I have about 1/3 cup of full fat canned coconut milk that I'm going to add just right into the blender. And the last ingredient that I have is just a little bit of ground cinnamon, ground ginger, and sea salt that we're going to add right in. And I will put the full recipe for this soup in the description box below. Oh, I can already smell, it smells so good with the cinnamon and the ginger. So we'll just have to blend it up. So as you guys know, I love my Vitamix Explorian. This is a refurbished model that I got on Amazon, which I will link in the description box below. And not only is it great for smoothies, but it's perfect for making hot soups. Let's blend it up. So just as simple as that, in about 30 seconds, we have a creamy Kabocha coconut soup. Let me pour it into a bowl and I'll give it a taste. So this ended up making about 2 servings. I'm going to enjoy one today and I will save the other half in the refrigerator for lunch tomorrow. And this color is absolutely wild. It is so vibrant yellow. Now let's give it a taste. Oh, it's exactly what I hoped it would taste like. It is rich and creamy. The squash has a subtle flavor. It's not too strong, and it just tastes so hearty and warming on a cool-ish day today here in California. You could easily make this recipe vegan if you use vegetable broth instead of chicken broth. But no matter how you make it, I hope that you love this recipe, and I will link to some of my other favorite gluten-free and dairy-free Vitamix recipes, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.